Alrighty, we are live with our crew from Melbourne, Florida. This is the Our Stories Facebook Live, and I am joined with a few people that are just fantastic folks. We were literally just laughing 2 seconds ago before we hit the go live button, and I'm certain that everybody tuning in today is gonna get a laugh at some point. Justin, I'm sure, is gonna bust some stuff out for us here, and we don't. I'm not responsible for what happens. I'm just gonna throw it out there. But what I want to do is I want to introduce everybody to you guys. So I'm gonna just I have you guys on my screen here. I'm gonna just call you guys out, have you do an introduction, give us an idea of kind of how you started with Percepta, when you started with Percepta, and kind of what you're doing now. And Justin, we're gonna just dive right into Justin here. So we'll start with you. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me again. Always
Absolutely.
a pleasure. Let's see. My name's Justin. I have been with Percepta now going on 6 years. I actually came on board with the marketing program headquarters. So I used to do that, but I did work my way up. Now I'm the global knowledge-based content specialist for the Lincoln database. So it is something that I help with the content to help our clients. So it is a very interesting job, very fulfilling. But let's see a little bit about myself. Well, since we'll dive right in, I can do a little show and tell. Even I brought some. I'm a big fan of traveling now. I wasn't when I was younger. Now I can and do it responsibly. So I do like going to Munich, and I go to Oktoberfest every year. So I did bring here my hat. This is what I would wear with my lederhosen. So it is an Oktoberfest hat complete with pins from different tents and everything that I've gone to, and all the different years and all the pins and stuff. So, and every year just load it up. So it's a lot of fun. I like traveling. I've gone a couple years. Obviously, COVID kind of prevented that a little bit.
Yeah.
Last two, but this year and last. But otherwise, it is something I intend to do again and again and again. So.
Awesome. I'm excited for this portion of the Our Stories video that's going to launch here in a couple weeks. So for everybody that's not sure where that's coming from, stay tuned, and you're going to get a good dose of that in the video. So thanks, Justin. Lucy, you are up.
Oh boy. My name is Lucy Rodriguez. I started with Percepta 7 years ago in our CCT Tier 2. From there, I went to the BAC, and I was a chat agent. And then I became team lead of the chat agents, and then I moved over to a help desk. And now I'm in mobilization, so working with project management and making sure everything rolls out as smooth as it possibly can. Most interesting thing about it is that it wasn't supposed to be permanent. It was just till I could find something else, and I'm still here.
Awesome. Yep. I know. I was actually looking at the video today and pulled that part out of it. So it's a good thing. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Brian.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me. Brian Pruett. Started with the company 4.5 years ago in a supervisor role for Lincoln, Canada. Transitioned about 1.5 years later into the customer care team that Lucy just previously mentioned. I was the operations manager there, and now currently in the role that I'm in now for about the last 9 months or so as the business manager for the Business Assistance Center. I love the organization. I love the people. I've had the pleasure of working directly with Lucy. Great person all around. I've had the privilege of meeting folks like yourself, Kellen. And then I believe I've crossed paths with Justin and Shannon before. So all in all, I think the culture within the organization is what really, it makes me thrive. But I think overall, the organization really does support growth, supports development. And as you can tell with Justin and Lucy, they've already shared their growth. I've had some myself. And Shannon, certainly looking forward to yours as well in the future. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Brian. Shannon, you're up.
Awesome. So my name is Shannon. And I started originally with the BAC and Build and Price with Lucy. Actually, we were both agents together. Then I left for a short time due to the Houston relocation, which ended up not happening. But I ended up coming back as for, powertrain transmissions for Ford vehicles, competitive. And I guess I was pretty decent at it because they asked me if I wanted to train this program primarily. So here I am now. I just hit my year back yesterday, and I've already been in 3 different positions. So like Brian said, growth is something that happens here, and it happens if you work for it. So if you do good, then good will come to you. So obviously I came back to this place for a reason. The culture of service, as far as everything, the fact that they encourage you to grow here, just like Lucy said. She wasn't sure if this was going to be somewhere she was going to stay, but she's here 7 years later. So obviously it's not too bad of a place. But yeah, currently actually in the middle of a training class right now. And as far as what I like to do, I'm an active person. I like to do a little bit of everything. I like to skateboard, skate, listen to music, play guitar. My guitar's right here. Honestly, I'm a pretty boring person, but I like to stay active, if that makes sense. So I like to kind of keep it half and half. I don't like to have too much fun. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Well, awesome. I appreciate all you guys. Brian kind of brought something up that I was thinking about running through the questions here. And Brian, if you kind of already answered it, but if you have something, that's totally cool. But let's run back through. I want to know what's your guys' favorite part about working for Percepta. So Justin, why don't we just start with you?
Sure, absolutely. Definitely, like everyone's been saying already, the culture itself. The growth potential as well is goes hand in hand with the culture, in my opinion. I gave a synopsized version, but I went from marketing to Lincoln to now the knowledge database. So there has been constant growth here in my career experience as well. But just how they take care of us too. It is something that when we were at the office, they would have events and stuff to recognize us here as the employees here as part of the Percepta family. They'd have like cookouts in the back, giant grill set up. I know I mentioned it last time, but it's definitely something that you look forward to, and is something that just gives it that little extra touch. That little extra bit of that. Like we've been talking about, that culture. So yeah.
Awesome. Yep, I couldn't agree more. Lucy, let's hear from you.
Well, I've worked a lot of places that have different values, but the culture of service is definitely something that Percepta lives by. I mean, during a pandemic, when people were closing their doors and saying sorry for your luck, they rolled us into a work from home environment, and we're still here and we're thriving. And just being a part of the family, it's never you're on your own. That's your department. It's what can I do to help? How can we jump in? So definitely the family feeling of it is the best part.
Awesome. Yep, I also 2 for 2. I agree. Brian, I know you kind of kicked this off. I didn't know if you had anything else you wanted to add, or if you wanted to just kind of mirror what you said before.
Well, I guess in all honesty, I probably forgot what I said because I speak from the heart. So in the moment, I might have felt something, but now I feel totally different. No, I think for me, coming to work each and every day, whether it's at home or on the site, is I want to do more and more because of those that are around me. So who is that? That's my direct reporting supervisors. That is certainly my leadership. But most importantly, the partnership that I've made with our clients. A lot of folks call them clients, but for me, I've always referred to them as partners. I have 3 primary partners, but on top of that, there's probably another dozen that we are supporting their request to do some type of job, some type of work. And so ensuring that we're putting our best foot forward to make them successful because they're asking us to do the work is really what again, it drives me to come in and do what I do. One thing that I've always shared in many other environments, and Lucy can probably attest, is every day I wear 3 hats. And I don't have one that points in 3 different directions. I need to make one. But it's all about customer experience, employee engagement, and process improvement for me. And that is how I live, eat, and breathe work. So that's my testament.
Awesome. Well, thank you. That's it's great to hear. All right, Shannon.
All right, you guys made this tough because you got a lot of the ones that I was talking about, but
that's okay. You can mirror them. That's okay. It's all good.
I'll start off by saying that I get to work with a brand that I love every day. So, people that are, part of the Ford family, like we call them, they're very dedicated to their brand. So not only do I get to do what I love every day, which is teach students, brand new, I'm the first person that they see pretty much besides IT and stuff. So I'm their first impression of Percepta. So I make it a point to, treat everybody with respect, treat everybody how I would want to be treated. So I like the fact that I get to teach a brand that I love to everyone, and then they get to learn to love the brand as well. Even people, who may be, a fan of the competitive brand, they may not want to admit it, but eventually they'll start loving Ford. So that, and I really like I like the options that they give us to grow. They're always trying to look for different ways for us to move up. Whether it be, move into a team lead spot, whether it be, move up into like a supervisor of some sort. Like I said, I was in 3 positions just this year. I started out in low cost. I was processing claims for compressors and radios, simple things. I got bored and they said, "Hey, you want to do some powertrain claims instead?" And I said, "Yeah, definitely. Let's do that." Yeah, I want to hear engines and all that stuff. So that was really exciting. I loved my job. So it wasn't that I left my job in there because I didn't like it. I left it because I knew that I could grow into something better. And obviously somebody else recognized that as well. So not only did they give you the resources to do better, but they're also going to give the recognition. So my current supervisor had approached me. I had never talked to him aside from training. So it just goes to show that he noticed something at some point, because the only conversations I ever had with my supervisor were, work related. So when he came up to me one day and said, "Hey, do you want to take this trainer position?" It was just like, wow, okay. So people are actually paying attention to you. So that's what I would have to go with those 3 items there.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. It's so cool to hear about all your guys' growth and everything that you're doing to just keep rocking. So very cool. Okay, last thing that we're gonna do here. Hopefully this is kind of quick. If you could give one tip to somebody that was like going to be starting at Percepta. So somebody's new coming into the org, has no idea, going to be an agent. What's your one tip for them, Justin?
Stick to it. You'll succeed.
Nice and easy. I love it. Okay, Lucy.
Be patient with yourself and the company. It's a whole new animal, so you're going to have to take time to learn it, but be patient. It's worth it.
Awesome. Brian?
Strive to put forth your best effort at all times and know that you're going to stumble, but make sure you get right back up.
Excellent. All right, Shannon, last one.
Typical trainer response. I'm going to say use your resources. There are many people that spend hours, if not months, building these, and there's a reason for it. So use your resources. It may not be something that seems like it's going to be helpful, but you'd be surprised. So definitely pay attention to those resources. When your trainer emphasizes, this is something you're going to use later on in life, most of the time they're telling you because they know from personal experience. So just pay attention to that.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna piggyback off Shannon and say, don't be afraid to reach out to people, because every single person I've talked to at Percepta, if I have a question, if I'm not sure, and I'm just like, "Hey, I'm not sure if you're the right person, but this is what I'm looking for." They're either like, "Yep, that's me, cool. What do you need?" Or they're like, "Oh no, you need X, Y, and Z. Go see this person. They'll take care of you." And it's always been that way. So I think that's a kind of a testament to the culture that we kind of have across the board. So
I'm sure by SMEs probably more like, because I ask so many questions. I'm one of those people that look so far into things, and they're probably like, "Wow, this girl has a load of questions." But guess what? They still answered every question every single time. And then I found out later some of those people, suggested for me to move forward. So it just again goes to show that you may be asking a lot of questions, but you may be asking all the right questions. They see, you care about the outcome of it. That's what's good. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Awesome. Well, you guys, like I said before we started, that this was not going to be an overly long thing. You guys gave me some awesome answers. It's so great to see everybody's smiling face. I feel like, not being in the office, it's like, I can't wait to get on these calls and see people. And the time that we've got to spend with you guys, it's been nothing but fun. So everybody that's watching, everybody that's going to watch this after it is actually aired, we will have the Our Stories Melbourne version here in a couple weeks. Be on the lookout for that. It'll come out as normal on the blog and then be sent out via email to everybody. So be on the lookout for that. We'll post it on social media as we always do. Justin, Lucy, Brian, Shannon, just thank you so much for coming. It just goes to show how you guys, everybody's busy, and you take a couple minutes to just talk to us. Could not be more thankful. Thank you guys so much for everything, and I hope you all have a very, very good day and rest of the week. Thank you.
Thanks, you
Take
too.
care.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
Bye.